this is all new narrative. And it's not just the Jews doing it. There's more people at work. By the way, what I just did was a form of wizardry, so I'm going to come clean immediately. I was saying it was the Jews by being like a tricky guy. But like this whole thing that it's like white people are these racists and we're the ones that... Watch this video, guys. You want to understand why people that are a little older or they understand history are like losing their minds right now with the current narrative? Like, this wasn't that long ago, guys. Watch this video. And do you understand how condescending it is? Like, the way the white guy acts in this, he treats him... Just watch this shit. It's Muhammad Ali, by the way, so don't be Islamophobic or racist.
Simple rhymes. I just wrote a poem the other day entitled Truth. It says, the face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin.
Right now, Peterson be like, well, truth, it depends what we mean by truth, eh? It's like the left wants to have truth and the right wants truth, but truth is whatever makes me money and with suits.
Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past.
All right, Ali, get to the point.
No intelligent.
Yeah.
Now, did you...
And another thing, when you say integration, it comes on the intermarriage too, right? All been together.
Right, sure.
And I'm sure no intelligent white person watching
just
it.
Real quick, just understand that a ton of black people were against like race mixing and shit. And a ton of black people were pro Second Amendment. Like, dude, the Black Panthers accomplished an unbelievable amount in legalization of like carrying weapons and shit. Like, this whole thing that it's all white people and bigot racism, it's total bullshit. This is Muhammad motherfucking Ali. Watch what he has to say. This is on ESPN. This is a black American hero at the time.
No intelligent white man in his or her right white mind want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters, and in return introducing their grandchildren as half-brown, kinky-haired black people.
I wouldn't object to that.
Well, you wouldn't, but a lot of them would.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people... No, this is the point.
What I'm trying to say is this. You don't have it. You say you don't, but you don't have it. You really ain't going to have it. You're on the show and you got to say that.
No, that's
calling out this Soika fan. Watch this shit.
Not true.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't think I'm any different from you see.
Yeah, we much different.
I mean, I think society's...
This is what people don't get, because so many liberal fucks are so racist that they don't think there's a chance that Ali is like, bitch, I don't want your white shit in my jeans. This guy's like, I don't see this as different. Ali's like, we're different, motherfucker. I don't want your fucking shitty hair with my fucking hair. I don't want your fucking weak ass, glacier ass monkey body. Like, no one even thinks that's a possibility. People think it's only like white people have to be like, but Darnell, we're the same. Dude, this is all new. Like, before the welfare state completely broke the black family, this was real.
It's different.
You know we're different, and we all together.
But society's made us different.
No, not society. God made us different.
No, we're just human beings. He made all of us.
We all, listen, bluebirds fly with bluebirds, red birds want to be with red birds. Listen, tell me when I'm wrong. Pigeons want to be with pigeons.
By the way, the white guy was about to cut him off, and he's like, listen, tell me where I'm wrong.
But tell me when I'm wrong.
We should have. They don't have intelligence, but yet they stay together. We should have more intelligence than them, right? Buzzards are with buzzards. Buzzards are with buzzards. Bluebirds with bluebirds. They all are birds, but they got different cultures. The eagles like to hang out in the mountains. The buzzard like to fly around the desert.
Well,
the bluebird like to fly around the trees and the
certain
grass.
problems a buzzard mating with a sparrow, wouldn't there?
What?
There'll be certain... right.
Wizardry. He's using comedy to avoid Ali's point. Because Ali's not saying one's better than another. He's just saying, like, listen, dude, like, some people hang out in mountains, some people hang out in islands, but this is the way God made us. And he's making a point. And whether or not you believe it or not, doesn't really matter. That's Muhammad Ali. That guy brought the gold medal home to America and is debatably the best boxer who's ever lived. He's talking to this nappy-headed white bitch. And this guy's like, but I don't see it like that. I'm one of the good ones. And Ali's like, listen, motherfucker, listen to me. He's like, people pair off based on their cultures and the way they look. Am I not being accurate? And this dude's just like,
we have the problems too.
No,
I don't see no black and white couples in England or America walking around proud holding their children.
That's because society...
And going out.
That's society's fault. I mean, we've got to educate people around it.
Well, life is too short for me to be catching hell for something like that. I'd rather go and be my own. I have a beautiful daughter, beautiful wife. They look like me. We're all happy and I don't have no trouble.
The thing that these white retards don't understand. They're so convinced that whites are more attractive than blacks that they can't fathom the idea that Muhammad Ali wants a black kid. When he's like, I want my kid to look like me, man. And this narrative has been put completely on white people. Have you noticed that? It's like, this wasn't always like this. That's why people don't want people to know history. They don't want people to know economics. They don't want people to know finance. They don't want people to know military strategy, because this is a fucking wizard trick. It's a trick that, like, white people are we're so giving that, like, listen, I'm fine with, I'm not colorblind. It's like, Ali's like, bitch, I am. It's like, fuck you. He's like, I want my daughter to look like me. That, like, no one knows this.
Ain't no trouble. I ain't that much in love with no woman to go through all that hell. Ain't no one.
And by the way, this isn't a random dude. This is Muhammad Ali on ESPN. This isn't just some, like, me finding a video of some random black guy saying this. This was, like, mainstream how black people felt. A lot of black people were not into the forced desegregation of schools because it got all the black teachers fired. People don't know shit about what really went down during that time. And that's why people keep pushing all the old people into nursing homes and shit, because no one wants to know it. So many black teachers were fired in that time, and the forced desegregation. By the way, I'm not for segregation. So don't fall back on that trigger propaganda horse shit where you're like, oh, someone's talking about something, so they're bad people. It's like, just know that forced desegregation was horrifyingly bad to the black community. Horrifying. It destroyed schools that were producing, like, these remarkable human beings. They destroyed the family. They destroyed the school. They destroyed the community. They got them all hooked on buying Korean hair and shit. It's these slimy little white motherfuckers right here that are doing it. And that's the irony. I don't, obviously, I'm not against white people. I'm a white enthusiast. But, like, this is crazy to me that people don't know that this was our history.
That good. You understand?
I understand. Yeah, I do understand. I understand. I think it's sad that
it ain't sad because I want my child to look like me. Every intelligent person wants his child to look like him.
This white dude is acting like it's sad that the blacks don't get to be half white. You understand how fucking condescending that is? The guy's like, it's sad to me. He's like, sad? He's like, motherfucker, I can beat every man in the world with my hands. Sad? Why would I want your fucking slimy hair bullshit in my fucking... See, I respect... That's the thing. That's one reason why me and Nimmer are so tight. I respect groups of people that have pride in themselves. Like, that's why I'm so pumped about France with the yellow vest. It's like, I get so freaked out by people that are like passive, cocky people. I don't get along with them. They act like that's going to make peace, but in reality, that makes conflict. It's like, when I'm hanging with a black dude that I know loves the fact he's black or like his family and shit, I feel so much more comfortable with that person than when it's a black dude. It's like really trying to be white and like. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way too, and I think that's why a lot of people from other demographics feel comfortable around me, because I'm not one of these people acting like this fucking this lobster who's like, it's sad that people don't mix and everyone becomes just this pukey color of nonsense.
Because I want to blot out my race and lose my beautiful identity. Chinese love Chinese. They love the little slanted-eyed, pretty brown-skinned babies. Pakistanis love their culture. Jewish people love their culture. A lot of Catholics don't want to marry number Catholics. They want the religion to stay the same. Who want to spot up yourself and kill your race? You a hater of your people if you don't want to stay who you are. You shame what God made you. God didn't make no mistake when he made us all like we were.
I think that's a philosophy of despair.
Despair.
This globalist cuck is like, that's a philosophy of despair. Ali is like, dude, be proud of who you are. Like, Pakistanis like how they look. Chinese people like how they look. It's like, Catholics want to be with Catholics. Jews want to keep their tradition going. And this guy is saying, like, unless everyone mixes until there's no identity whatsoever in a person, it's despair. Do you understand how fucking crazy that is? And they broke the black community, like with rap and crack and all this shit. They broke them. It's nuts. One of the only groups right now in America with in-group preference are Jews. Like, white people are all like acting like Germans, all like super apologetic all the time. Like, oh, I just abort everything. Abort. Like, we're so sorry. Black people are like trying to get fucking high tops and shit. Asians are just trying to steal our shit and then go back to China. It's like, this is fine. He's not saying put us in shitty schools, take our rights, make us 3/5 of a person. He's saying, motherfucker, I'm proud to be me. Why aren't you proud to be you? Like, why can't I pass on my shit to my kids? Muhammad Ali is being a proud American, and he's black as fuck, and he's fucking Muslim. And look at me going to bat for this dude. That's why it's like, I hate Islam, I don't hate Muslims. That's my whole thing. Because it's like, this dude is part of an ideology that I can't stand. Like, I'm white, he's black, and right now I'm like, this dude is saying like good shit, and this slimy motherfucker is trying to remove all boundaries, all identity, all pride, all tradition, all meals, what holidays you celebrate, what language you speak. Ask an American Indian who does that. It's the people trying to break your nation. Break your nation. That's why when people are like, yo, Vox Day, he's an ethno-national. I'm like, no, dude. Vox Day's a fucking American Indian, and he's smart as fuck. And he knows that, like, oh, well, he looks white. Why the fuck do you think he knows the shit? They come in, they make it so you can't recognize yourself. You have no God. You have no language. You're hooked on fucking fire water. You're put in a little reservation, and you lost everything. And that's seen as tolerance. That's robbery. And I have a somewhat mixed racial family. Like, my wife's half Hispanic. You know, we all pretty much look fairly white. You know, it's no big deal. But that's the funniest thing about, I get criticized by some of these fucking neocon conservative types who are like, oh, that's a dangerous opinion. I'm like, motherfucker, I actually have kids that have like that eyes like that look a little like Mexicans. Like, your fucking wife is as white as my ass. Like, I get to have my opinion. Like, my family is Christian, was Christian with I had a Jewish grandmother. I got to see the clash of that. My grandparents used to throw plates at each other. They were fucking, like, the differences in their cultures ate them alive. It's like, why can't people be themselves? And it's because of globalism. It's because of this fucking penis-headed dude. All this guy wants is just to finger people, and he's just such a fucking pussy. And these opinions are so shocking to people. And when people are like, oh, you want to get rid of black people from America? Fuck no, dude. I want people that are like, yo, being black is great. Like Eric Nimmer, he's like, man, if a race war breaks, you know, I'm a better fucking killer than you, but I love you, man. Like, we'll bunk up together. Like that, those are the people I trust. I don't trust these cocks that are like, whatever you are, like, there's no difference in anything. And these are the pedophiles, dude. I'm not saying that this guy's a pedophile, but like, those are the dudes, like morally subjective people are the ones that are like, why can't a 12-year-old and a 50-year-old have a relationship? It's like, because that's not how we're made, motherfucker. Watch this shit.
It ain't no despair. Number
this-
one, can't no woman. Let me tell you something. I want to tell you. Listen, no woman on this whole earth, not even a black woman in Muslim countries, can please me and cook for me and socialize and talk to me like my American black woman. No woman, and last is a white woman, can really identify with me and my feelings and the way I act and the way I talk. And you can't take no chance.
Ali was a fucking legend. Because you understand what this bullshit has done to black women? Because I'm telling you right now, the direction it goes isn't black women to white men. It's black men and white women. And all these black women are left being single moms. Because they're like the side piece of the black guy, and then the black guy will end up with some white chick, and they're just left like that's one reason why black chicks have gotten so mental. You know, I dated a black chick in college. She was from Harlem, and I'll tell you right now, she was from a wealthy family in Harlem. I was from a non-wealthy family in like a small white town. Like, her family was way more racist than mine. My family wasn't racist at all. And her family would be like, nigga, you put us in chains. You're going to come down here, motherfucking. And I'm like, black women aren't racially crazy. They're not inherently crazy. What it is this racial, like, everyone has to be the same and mixed, blah, blah, blah. It's always black dudes to white chicks. Like, when you watch TV, it's always a black dude and a white chick. The black chick, these white dudes don't have the fucking cocks on them or like the masculinity to be with a black woman. They would constantly be thinking about how their dick wasn't big enough or like they're not fast enough or some shit. But like, and that's why black women are getting left in the fucking dust, and they're half of them are on welfare and shit. And it's all by design so that they all vote fucking leftist policies in and have bigger governments because no one's protecting them. They're alpha black males are trying to fuck white chicks or ending up in prison for fucking all this shit because the family's been broken. Like, Ali's not wrong. And that's why when people say like, oh, did you talk about race? Everyone's the same. It's like, bitch, they're not. And it's not good or bad. This isn't racism. It's like, what is wrong with being around people that you relate to? Like, when I lived in the Czech Republic, I was jonesing for Americans. When I would see an American, if it was a black American, it would be like a magnet. It'd be like, yo, dude, Snickers bars, right? It's about relating. It's about not having to think all the time. Like Ali's like, there's no white woman that understands me like a black woman. It's like, you don't want to live like when you have to speak another language your whole life in another country, like if I get kicked out of America or something and we have to live somewhere else, you know, your whole life is exhausting. And he's just like, there's nothing wrong with sticking with your own. It shouldn't be legally you have to stick with your own. That's an issue. But like, this is a situation that we're really facing right now.
Man, and give him no Puerto Rican woman and holler about we in love and you emotionally in love and physically, but really they're not happy because she's gonna hear some Puerto Rican music, he's gonna hear some Chinese music, and they're gonna be clashing all the time. It's just nature. You can do what you want, but it's nature to want to be with your own. I want to be with my own.
How dare he have black pride, right?
Yes, Ali did tell the truth.
Dude, that shit, when I watched that, when I listened to that, I was like, man, that's good shit. And I'm not one to be a fan of someone in the Nation of Islam, but that dude wasn't lying. And that's why I have such affection for people that just aren't lying.